Good morning and a warm welcome to our viewers and our karting enthusiasts all over the world. Welcome and thank you for joining us at the South African National Challenge. It's a Rotax Max Challenge. It's a karting championship, and this is round 2 of 4 that we have in South Africa for 2022. We've started off, our first national challenge was down at the Killarney circuit in Cape Town, and for second round we're here in Benoni, Joburg. It's at the Formula K track. It's a fairly new track. It was only completed in 2019, and so the drivers aren't too familiar with this track, which is going to make for some interesting driving. The track temperatures today are fairly cool. It's been a chilly 6 degrees and with a maximum expected of 15 degrees. And so the motors are going to want to perform out there, but the tires are probably going to do a bit of squealing. There's a lot of rubber going down. It's going to be exciting and competitive. Our track director today, event director, is Roger Stephen. Our assistant COC is Mitch Kutsia. And our clerk of the course, the man of the moment, is Adrian Wood. And I'm hoping to catch up with him a little bit later. Hopefully he's not going to be too busy giving out penalty documents to our drivers. Those of you who want to get involved in karting, you need to register with WAMZA. That's the World of Motorsport ZA. Once you register with them, you get yourself a kart and you get out on the track. Those of you who have a favorite driver and aren't able to be in Benoni today, you can follow the live times on racemonitor.com or on speedhive.mylaps.com. Those are the 2 apps, and they're reliable in giving you your favorite drivers' best times. We're going to look forward to some competitive driving, and hopefully you'll join us for the entire day here on a chilly 26th of July 2022 in Benoni.
Looking at the way things are going at this point in time, looks like it's a big fight at the front end. Michael Danks having a good start. You got a movement up there as well from Emma Darling, starting to go make some moves right through the field, and looking for an opportunity to be at the front end. Watch out for Rafael as well. Rafael de Souza coming through there too. Flying up through there, little S-bends here, and of course it's a very undulating circuit at this Formula K track in Benoni. They literally go all the way down into the valley, up down into the dam section. 626 Taylor Patel starting to make a bit of a maneuver up there as well. But out front, 623 Emma leads things out. Emma Darling doing a great job to maintain the front end of this field for this point in time. Rafael de Souza right there with her. And tucked in behind, looking for a chance now, Taylor Patel in the 3 spot. As they come up towards the top end of the circuit now, completing a second lap of 8. Look out for a bit of maneuvers coming through there as well from Aidan Beaumont. Beaumont starting to make a move through the field, looking for opportunities to get to the front end. But the top 3 starting to open up a little bit of a margin and get away from everybody else on track as we start things out here for round 2 of Rotax Max Challenge. Big welcome to everybody who's joined us on the live stream. I see we do have gone live now here on YouTube. Remember, it'll be also forwarded through and cross-posted onto a couple of the Facebook pages. So if you don't have YouTube, because it's the easiest one to get hold of if you're watching live stream is YouTube. But if you do want to watch it on some of the other pages that are out there, they will be shared onto that as well. And the link that was shared here on YouTube will go out courtesy of DT Film Services. We got 6 laps to go. First heat of the day. And it's de Souza that hits the front now for the first time. So Rafael now hitting the front and looking for a chance to maybe get away there in the Tony kart. But Darling staying right there with him. Rafael de Souza trying to just open up a bit of a margin. Not easy to do amongst these competitors when they are so evenly matched. 623 there, Emma Darling in second place now. Dropping into the clutches of the 626 kart of Taylor Patel. Patel starting to put the pressure on as well. Slowly but surely being reeled in there, as I said, by Aidan Beaumont. You saw Beaumont starting to make a move in that second lap on track and just close that gap down. So there's now 4 karts in with a chance of the win. Possibly up to 5 in a few minutes' time. Just watching and keeping an eye out on Christian Verheul starting to make his way too. And looking for a chance now. Santiago Freitas there too. So the start there from Santi. And not quite on the first 5 karts, but a bit of a gap down to that 6th place. So it looks like there's 2 groups of karts out on circuit at the moment. The first 5 though starting to mix it up big time. Emma's hit the front again. Darling hits the front. And down into the dam section, she just seems to have a little bit of an advantage over the boys and gets through. moving away nicely up into the lead of this race again, and now with about a cart length away, half a cart length under braking though, as they come up from the dam. Heading back towards the inner field of the circuit, running the full circuit here, not the Indy circuit. There's so many configurations here at Formula K that they're able to run. It's just a fantastic facility that they built here in Benoni for karters and for short circuit racing. So Emma hangs on for now, looking for opportunities there to try and possibly keep the lead of this race, but it's not easy to do when you've got such an evenly matched field behind you. Bit of maneuvering there from Taylor Patel. Patel looking for a chance now and trying to catch D'Souza out. Rafael D'Souza going to have to be very wary of the attack coming from behind. It's not only coming from Patel, there's two other carts tucked in right there with Patel looking for a chance to pounce as well, as they come down basically through what we'd probably call here Beverly Hills Boulevard, as it comes past the magnificent facility here. Down into the hairpin at the bottom of the circuit, down towards the dam, and some changes again. Side by side, Rafael D'Souza under attack. Patel looking for an inside line, heading out of the dam section. Just couldn't quite get there. Had a big look coming out of that dam section, but just was not able to get the cart up enough under braking to get the move up into second place made, and to make it stick as well is a bit more difficult to do. Make the way back up the hill now. It's chopping and changing all the way through this. Darling hanging on for now. But there's some big maneuvers happening just behind her. Looks like a bit of a change up as well, as we're seeing, as I said, Christian Verheul coming through. Verheul into the mix. Here comes D'Souza. D'Souza wants by. Dowling shuts the door. Doesn't quite give enough room there for any car to squeeze through. The steam train heads up towards the very top of the circuit. Oh, a little touch! And a spin there. Little touch coming out, and it looks like it was Taylor Patel who got just tagged going out of that bottom corner just before they came past the big jumbo jet there from Safair. And it looks like a little bit of an issue there for Patel. He's now dropped out of it. It has given opportunity now for the group to open up ever so slightly. So across the line we see a change up there. Dowling hangs on. D'Souza is in second, but it's a massive lead now. And that's due to the fact there was a little tag between 3, 4 and 5 behind her. So Emma's hanging on. D'Souza's second. Verheul is up to third. Coming into the mix as well as Matthew Shuttleworth. First time we got to mention him. He's not been quite there, but now with all that little bit of argy-bargy that happened, it's changed up and given him a chance now to be in that top 3. The group has definitely opened up here. Darling opening up a big margin now and controlling it from the front end to stay ahead of the Silver. Coming through the back though, keeping an eye out on Verheul. Slowly but surely coming onto that back end of D'Souza's cart. Rafael D'Souza for Burrell Art. Verheul in the CRG, and that CRG is cruising at the moment, slowly but surely reeling in D'Souza. Darling also in a CRG, but pulling away from the boys and leaving them in her wake. She looks for the first victory here on the day. She's got 2.5 laps to go. Absolutely perfectly done here from the young lady to keep out of harm's way. Little tag in the infield there. Spread the field out ever so slightly and giving the chance now for her to hang on for the next 2 laps. Darling, D'Souza, Verheul, that's your top 3. Just behind that, you've got Shuttleworth coming through just ahead of Taylor Patel, who has recovered back up to 5th place. Johan Nolte in there as well, then Santiago Freire. Rafael De Silva in there too. And then Franco Gibbard. And right at the back of this stage, looks like Michael Danks has dropped back slightly. So coming up and into what is going to be the last 1.5 laps of this race. This is where things could change up, particularly between Verheul and second place D'Souza. Please keep yourselves updated and posted on that program change, and make sure that we in the pre-race plug fire on time. Heading up into the top end of the circuit one more time. So De Silva hanging on for now, but how much longer can he just soak up that pressure coming from behind? The pressure being applied big time by Verheul. Verheul is right there. This is out a little bit coming out of the top section and now onto Beverly Hills Boulevard here, the main straightaway, past the awesome facilities here and past the restaurant where we're actually doing the commentary from today. TT Film Services crew out on circuit and giving us all the action that's happening out on the track at the moment between our Micromax competitors. Race 1 of 3 this is, and we'll be going live for every single one of the heats here today from Formula K. Right now the battle's for second place. Bit further back, nicely, nice little fight as well, starting to rage a little bit for what is now 5th, 6th and 7th place. But coming up into some back markers here. Back markers could be a potential threat here to Emma. Emma Darling trying to hang on for the win, but a couple of back markers here might have to negotiate coming to the flag. It might just change things up here, give both De Souza, or De Silva I should say, and Fahel a chance.
So as soon as the junior maxes are in position and out on racetrack for the start of their race,
Here they come, up to the final couple of corners. Checkered flag will be on standby. It's a big right-hand sweep at the top of the circuit, and fastest lap being put in there by Taylin Patel on the last lap. So trying to make up the ground that he lost earlier on. Across the line, first win in the bag. Checkered flag is out. And that's a great effort there. Awesome job. Emma Darling taking the win. She comes through for the victory, beating out Rafael De Souza, Christian Fahel, Taylin Patel and Matthew Shuttleworth. And that wraps up our first heat of the day. Great action as per expected here at Formula K, and more to come your way.
Check of a race day.
Patel with me. He's a Micromax racer. Micromax being very racy today, 11 contestants on the grid, and Taylin is third in the national standing at the moment, and he's doing really, really well today. He came second in qualifying. How's the rest of the day gone for you, Taylin?
Heat 1 was a little bad. So I went to second, and then I tried to overtake, and then I got taken out. That pushed me down to 5th, and then I finished the race. So then Heat 2 was a little much better, so I started second. My start pushed me quite far back to 4th. I still made my way to the front, and then I just kept it in 1st.
That's amazing. So you've got a 5th and a 1st. And obviously for Heat 3 now, you're just going to concentrate on your start, eh?
Yeah, hopefully I can just get P1.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you all the best. I know that your kart has got quite a bit going on here. Have you got a good team working with you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I see Mom's here in the pit as well. So you've got your family with you as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure they're all cheering you on. All the very best.
Thank you.
Carts on track now for the second heat. Micromax making their way around now for the second heat of racing here after the lunch break. Fantastic to see such a big crowd coming out here today at the circuit as well, as we see our drone shots here of Micromax. Emma Darling was the first race winner, looking for another victory here. Potentially going to be taking on the rest of this pack of karters there. Michael Danks, Taylor Patel had a little bit of issues in the first heat, had to come through. She finished just outside the top 5. It's Johan Nolte, look out for Christian Verheul, Santiago Freud, Rafael de Souza and Rafael de Silva, and Aiden Beaumont and Franco Gibbard fighting hard for the next 8 laps of action. Second heat now for Micromax. Making their way down into the left and right hand flicks just before the pit entrance, and about to come under starters orders here for race number 2. Getting them into the tram lines. Looks like we've got a green flag and we're racing. 8 laps coming away as they head down towards turn 1. This is the first start here for heat 2, and the first heat 2 action. Verheul and Patel on the front row. Who's going to have what it takes to get the whole shot as they come out of the left-hander down towards the dam section for the first time here in heat number 2 for Micromax. Micromax had a fantastic first race a little bit earlier on in the day. Conditions have heated up ever so slightly. The track conditions are a little bit hotter as well in terms of track temperature, so that's going to help things out. But Rafael de Silva once again to the front end as he was at the start of race number 1, and fighting hard there with Emma Darling. Darling trying to come through right from the word go. 6:23 there. Darling looking for a chance to get to the front end and get away from this pack. Tucked in behind there, look out for Christian Verheul and Santiago Freud. Patel in there too with Aiden Beaumont, Johan Nolte, and then Freud down in the 7th spot just ahead of Rafael de Souza as they come through past the Boeing for the first time now, up towards the hill and up to the top left-hand side of the circuit. Nice little shot here of the steam train of karts making their way to the top end. Watch for this little interesting section, a double right-hander, and they flick it through to a left-right flick, and then it's basically back down through another little left sweep, right sweep, and to complete the lap. Verheul looking for a chance now to stay at the front end. De Silva's in there as well, but De Silva looks like he's going to just change things up there with Verheul dropping a 3rd behind Emma Darling. Darling looking dangerous as a look into turn 2. Big right-hander at the hairpin at the bottom near the dam. As they come out of that, Darling applying the pressure on and De Silva soaking it up. Rafael de Silva and Emma Darling going in at 0.03 of a second between them, 300ths between those first 3. And look at those first 6 karts split by less than half a second. Absolutely brilliant stuff there, but it's De Silva from Darling and Verheul in 3rd. Verheul has got Patel right on his tail. Patel looking for a chance now into 3rd. Yes, gets up, makes it stick into 3rd place there. So Taylor Patel moving up rapidly, looking to make up some ground now after the first race did not go according to plan. Little touch between himself and another competitor, dropped him right back, but things now starting to heat up. Fastest kart on track is Emma Darling, 1:16.531 on that last pass. She's sitting in 2nd place at the moment and only 0.037 of a second behind our leader. The first 5 karts though split by half a second, absolutely nothing in it between the first 5 karts on track here for heat 2 of Micromax. Big welcome back to our Ustream feed, and of course to all of the people watching on Facebook as well. Great to have you guys here as a part of our live stream courtesy of DT Film Services. And you can see 6 laps to go now in heat 2. Change up, Taylor Patel has moved up, and so has Emma Darling. Oh, Patel to the lead, Darling to 2nd. Darling had the lead for about 2 corners, and it looks like Verheul has dropped back slightly there into 3rd place. So coming out of the dam section, a couple of changes in the front end of this field, and going to be looking for more of the same. Patel leads out, Darling in 2nd. Verheul is in the 4th place now behind De Silva. De Silva dropped back slightly, but then managed to make up 1 position after losing out to 1st and 2nd place on the road. Looks like you got down almost to 3rd place, but fortunately just being able to keep Christian Verheul out. So Taylor Patel now leads out, trying to get away, looking to try and stay out of harm's way this time. Little incident between himself and another kart earlier on. Definitely changed things up there for his top 5 honours. He was looking for a potential of the podium and it went all wrong. Now to the top end of the circuit. Watch for the left-right flick here. Patel from Darling. Darling from De Silva. De Silva hanging on for now as they come across the line and complete another lap. There's 6 to go. 0.22. Emma Darling now 0.2 of a second back, 14.698. But have a look at Michael Danks down in 10th place, fastest kart on track with a 14.574, trying to make up the ground and get into that top 9 if he can, into single digits where he wants to be.
Junior Max competitors or Junior Max
Taylor Patel hangs on for now, but Emma Darling, De Silva there into the 3 spot. 4th place starting to heat up as well. Look at the little maneuvering happening in the background there in the 4th place. Verheul under a bit of pressure.
And get yourself into the starting grid position.
Patel hanging on. Dowling coming under pressure now for Patel. Looks like Emma Dowling might have a bit of a problem there. The Gazoo Racing kart just dropping into the clutches there of that second pack of karters. It's led out at the moment by Christian Verheul, but Christian Verheul looking a little bit worse for wear as closing onto the back end of Emma Dowling. Looks like there's a possibility that Dowling might have a slight issue here in the second part of this second heat. They're coming to the halfway stage, about to be completed, and the top 2 getting away ever so slightly. So Patel and De Silva leading things out at this point in time. Can they keep it all together now for the next 4 laps? 4 to go of the 8, so halfway stage. 14.1 from Rafael De Silva. He's starting to turn that up. Emma Dowling into 3rd place. So trying to hang on to that 3 spot, but you can see she's been hounded at the moment by the rest of the pack just behind that. The top 2 getting away from her. And whatever went wrong on that Gazoo Racing machine, she seems to have got it sorted. Santiago Freire coming into the mix as well. Santi having a much better run here in the second half of race number 2 as they come up towards the switchback.
Junior Max, if you're not in the pre-race spot,
Rafael De Souza
and you haven't collected
also in the mix there, but it's Rafael De Silva who is in second place at the moment, putting the pressure onto Taylor Patel. Taylor Patel is the man to watch out for. Oh, Emma Darling makes a mistake coming out of that switchback section, and she looks like she must have lost 1 or 2 positions there. And just making a small mistake. Verheul gets to get through. Darling goes defensive to keep out what is 5, 6 and 7th place on track. But not easy to do that when you've made a small mistake coming out of one of the sections. So just how difficult it is. De Silva comes across the line. 0.342 on the last pass, goes even quicker this time. 1.32. Rafael De Silva's closed that gap down rapidly. He's gone half a second quicker on that last lap, and he's now into Taylor Patel's back end and looking for a way through. Verheul in 3rd, Dowling in 4. Beaumont is now up to 5th. Johan Nolte and De Souza have dropped back slightly. So there's big moves here from Christian Verheul to try and get onto the back end of these top 2, but they've pulled a big margin. Emma Dowling trying to run there with Christian Verheul if she can. Dowling looking to try and keep out the rest of this pack as they come into the switchback. Dropping down, it's a right-hander into it. Left out. Another big left that takes them back to almost where they started. Oh, there's a big move on the inside there. Behind Nolte diving through as well. Nolte getting there, and Beaumont comes back at him. Beaumont comes straight back at him. Brilliant stuff there between Nolte and Beaumont. They're having a fantastic little dice there. That is for 5th and 6th place on track at the moment. So chopping and changing. Top 2 getting away. 3 and 4 in their own little fight. Then it's 5, 6 and 7th place. All fighting hard for the final position in that top 5. Beaumont and Nolte going at it. And Rafael De Souza looking to pick up the pieces if he can, as his namesake goes across the line there in 2nd place. Taylor Patel, 13.9. 1 minute 13.9 from Taylor Patel. That's an amazing lap around here in a Micromax kart. First time we've seen a 13 come out of the Micromaxes, but you can see conditions are a lot better than they were this morning. Cold track conditions and cool conditions were good for the engines, not so great for traction. The Mojo tyres are now working perfectly in almost ideal conditions here. A little bit more heat in the tarmac would help out, but nothing wrong with what they're doing at the moment. Emma Darling still hanging on for 3rd. Verheul now with Beaumont on his tail. Hayden Beaumont looking for a chance now to possibly spoil the day there for Christian Verheul and maybe get into the top 4. Beaumont and Nolte fighting hard. Verheul just ahead of them. Dowling leads that second pack out. They've closed that gap down now, so it's 4 karts fighting for the 3rd spot on the podium. Top 2 getting away as they get to the top of the hill. They've got 1 lap and about 3 corners to go. It's not quite 1.5, it's a little bit less than that. They come through the left-right flick. Now down through the right-hander, into the final straight away. About to start their final lap, here we go. Last lap time, 13.908 was the last pass from Taylor Patel. He's now down at 14 dead. 349 from Rafael De Silva. He is absolutely hauling around here at the moment. De Silva on a flyer here.
Junior Max
De Silva looking very dangerous, and Taylor Patel could be in danger here.
racing today.
They're onto the last lap, and it's De Silva putting the pressure onto Taylor Patel. Patel soaking it up for now.
Rest of the cards on their final lap. You'll be
Rafael De Silva putting the pressure onto the back end here, looking for every opportunity, and even more if there is. But Taylor Patel is just keeping him at bay, placing that cart perfectly, not giving any opportunities here for a dive up the inside. Rafael's got to have to get creative here if he wants to try and make an overtaking maneuver. Makes a small mistake coming out of the switchback now, heading to the top. Beaumont fighting hard in the background as well. Look at the battle that's raging there for third place. There are 4 carts fighting for third. 1 and 2 up to the top of the hill they go. Great race action here from our Micromax. Expect more of the same in the third and final heat a bit later on in the afternoon, but there is nothing in it here. Coming to the line, who's going to have what it takes? Taylor Patel is going to hang on. Raf's going to get second. Rafael comes through for second place and comes through for that second spot. Patel takes it. De Silva in second. Is Darling going to hang on to third? Emma Darling comes through for third place, just ahead of Christian Verheul. Look at that. Verheul, Beaumont, Nolte, D'Souza, Shuttleworth and Gibbard all through there. And every single one of what is third place down to 8th place, half a second. Absolutely amazing stuff there from Micromax. Once again, putting on a fantastic show here at Formula K. Taylor Patel, De Silva, Dowling, Verheul, Nolte and Aidan Beaumont, ahead of Rafael De Souza, Matthew Shuttleworth, Franco Gibbard, Michael Danks and Santiago Freud with some problems in that mid-pack. He'll be looking to come and return the favour later on today in Heat 3. Third and final heat now for our Micromax competitors as they're onto this track now for the last time today. 8 laps of action coming away now from them, and some more of the exceptional race action we've seen out of this category all day long. First heat this morning was in very cool and cold conditions, brought the field up close and personal, and very, very close battles there as well. And expect to see some more battles there between the likes of Rafael De Silva, Aidan Beaumont, Christian Verheul, Taylor Patel. Emma Dowling has already taken a victory, so has Taylor Patel. So let's see what's going to happen here for the third and final race of our Micromax competitors. Seven more races to go here in the second round of Rotax Max Challenge South Africa. It's De Silva and Patel on the front row, Dowling and Gibbard, Danks and Nolte, Beaumont and Shuttleworth, D'Souza, Verheul and Santiago Freud at the back of the field as they come round now and under starters orders. Also, Southeast, thanks for catching up there with our race 1 winner. Here we go into the S-Bend for the first time in race 3 and lap number 1 of 8 as they head down towards the completion of this first lap. De Silva, Dowling, Patel and Nolte all fighting hard for the front end as they cross the line. And so he's going to have what it takes here into this first part. Dowling, fastest of the pack. 15's already out of Emma Dowling. She's not holding anything back here in this third and final heat. Taylor Patel all over the back end of her looking for a way through. Patel has got through, and Dowling has been forced onto the high side and round the outside of turn number 3, dropping back down into the clutches there of 536 by the looks of things there, or the 636 cart of Johan Nolte. So Johan Nolte just getting up close and personal there with Emma Dowling as they come out and in towards the top end of the switchback section. The first part of the switchback is a right-hander. As they dive into that switchback, you can see just how difficult it's going to be here for Emma Dowling to keep out that pack. Nolte's on her tail, Verheul behind that, but it's Taylor and Patel who are getting away here from Rafael De Silva. Just a bit of a mix-up there as they came out of turn 2, and it dropped the second and third, well, the third and fourth place carts back ever so slightly as they almost got up close and personal and touched. But that second place battle now or third place battle I should say, has got 5 carts in it. 5 carts fighting for third. 1 and 2 getting away ever so slightly as they come to complete another lap. Good start here from Raphael. Trying to hang on to the lead. Taylan Patel also looking for that lead, and of course has got it at the moment. 1:14.7 from Taylan Patel. Ahead of Raphael De Silva, Emma Dowling and Nolte. Nolte has a go, but Dowling keeps him honest, keeps him at bay and stays in third. Nolte with Fahel behind that. You can see them lining up, waiting to pick up any pieces that could go wrong between the battle for third. 1 and 2 a lot closer this time as De Silva closes on to Patel. So De Silva now looking to try and up the wick there ever so slightly. There's a big move. I think that was Christian Fahel diving through for what is now going to be 4th place on the road. That's allowing Emma to get away slightly. So Emma Darling getting away from that pack of carts behind her. Here they come up to the halfway stage of the lap. Darling now with a little bit of breathing room, but maybe not enough time to close in on the top 2. We'll watch for the lap times and see what her lap times are like compared to those 2 who are fighting. So it may help her out slightly. Taylan Patel fighting hard there for the lead, and he's got Raphael De Silva right on his tail. So the 2 of them slowing each other ever so slightly. It was a 14.7 on the last pass. Let's see if it's gone a bit slower or quicker from Patel's point of view. No, 14.3, 14.1 from Raphael De Silva. Lap times dropping dramatically at the front end of the field between the top 2. So they're not slowing each other down as much as what I thought. They are definitely keeping each other very honest and in contention for a win or potentially 2nd place. Any one of those 2 could take it. Emma Darling will be waiting to pick up the pieces if she can there in third. 4th place is starting to rage though. Look at that 4th place battle. 4 carts in it for 4th place. Fahel leads out at this point in time. De Silva in there as well. D'Souza, I beg your pardon, in there too. As they go at it now. 5 or 4.5 laps to go. And Patel still maintains the lead. Only just for now to stay ahead of D'Souza. Past the big jumbo. We got aerial material once again down into the XPS corner. Coming out of XPS up to the top into the double right and takes them into the S-bend. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pack of carts behind Emma Darling at the moment. 7 carts fighting for that 4th place. Fahel is the leader. Beaumont behind him. Santiago Freire, Johan Nolte, D'Souza and Gibbard. Top 2 side by side out of turn 1. Who's going to have what it takes on the brakes into turn 2? Could be a change up for the lead. It is. Raphael De Silva's dive through into turn 2, setting things up, staying around the high side of turn 1, the difficult side. Off camber, downhill, left-hander, and he was on the outside of it, and he managed to keep the grip there. How he found it on those mojos, only he'll know. But he did find it, and he's moved to the lead. Dive through into 1st place from turn 2, and look at the gap he's pulled already over Patel. So Taylan Patel could possibly have been holding him up slightly there, and now dropping into the clutches of Emma Dowling. D'Souza looking for overall honours here. If he can finish at the top end and Dowling only finishes in 3rd, he could potentially win the day overall here. That's good championship points. Headed down in about a month's time, or less than a month's time actually, to the Adobe circuit for round 3 of this championship and the Africa Open. Big right hand and then left right flick through the S. It's Taylan Patel who was at the front. He's now in 2nd, and this time they crossed the line with Raphael De Silva leading things out. He did a 13.998. They're down to 14.4s and 14.7s now. So the pace has eased up ever so slightly. Pace might have eased up, but the action is certainly about to heat up there between Fahel, Beaumont and Nolte. Fahel at the moment with Beaumont on his tail and Nolte tucked in behind that. Aidan Beaumont looking for a way to dive through there. Can he find a way on Christian Fahel? No, Fahel keeps him honest for now. But how much longer do you want to have that little fight on? Well, it's another 2.5 laps they've got to go at it. Taylan Patel coming back at De Silva.
The checkered flag comes out for the Micromaxes.
Big fight on here between the top 2.
Competitors that need to see the CLC.
Really awesome little fight here as Taylan Patel comes to return the favour on Raphael De Silva. De Silva soaking up that pressure. Patel got a much better drive there on that last pass. So Taylan Patel in the Formula K chassis having a look to go on the inside. Can he find it? No, he can't. Had a big look there on De Silva, but De Silva shut the door.
Just a reminder.
Tony Cart versus Formula K for top honours here.
Club transponder.
And going to be coming to start their penultimate lap.
Back to the club secretary. She is
2 laps to go here for these two as they cross the line. De Silva finishes up still in front with 2 to go. Patel going to try and use the same kind of maneuver. Look at this little fight behind that. Verheul, Beaumont, Nolte, Freyd and Gibbard. De Souza in it as well. There's about half a second between 6 carts for what is now 5th to 10th place. Brilliant action here from these guys. Absolutely hauling around here, these 2 carters. And at the moment, it looks like it might be De Souza who is the quickest of the 2. De Silva looking for a chance now to squeeze ahead and find a way past on this man out front, Taylan Patel. Patel has got to the front in the Formula K now at Formula K. Can he keep it all together for the next couple of laps? 1.5 to go as they come out of the switchback. Really, absolutely nothing in it between these top 2, and they are giving it everything they can. Emma Darling is comfortable in 3rd place, but no worries for her at this point in time, as the fight behind her is probably slowing them down slightly and giving her a possibility of 3rd place unhindered. Not too difficult of a run there from her point of view for that 3rd place. That depends on what happens there, of course, between these 2. If something goes wrong, she'll be itching to make up that ground early on. De Silva, Patel and Darling, your top 3 with 1 to go. Top 2 have crossed the line and there's nothing in it. Patel and De Silva at 0.07 of a second, 700th of a second between the top 2 as they head down towards turn 2 in the dam section. Come out of the dam, Patel still in front, De Silva around the outside. He's going to try and cut back and maybe get him on the return up the hill. Through turn 4. Up towards a very tight right-hander at turn 5. Still Taylan Patel hangs on. Only just though. Really, really awesome little dice here for the lead. Looking over the shoulder, don't want to be doing that. He has a big look over the shoulder and De Silva nearly makes him pay. Nearly caught him out on the wrong side. He makes him go around the high side. Then a little tap. Oh, a little nudge there from De Silva onto the back end of Taylan Patel, under braking. They come through into 7, 8 and now up towards the halfway stage of the wrap. Heading into the final half of this race. There's a move. De Silva dives on the inside. Is he able to make it stick? He does. Makes it stick perfectly. Patel going to try and come back at him. He wasn't happy about that move, but it was a clean move through to get up into the lead of the race. And there is 2 corners to go. Through the S-bend. Down towards the final right-hander, and De Silva's timed it to perfection. He comes across the line and takes the win. Wins out by 0.2 of a second over Taylan Patel. Darling over Beaumont by 0.8. And then it's Nolte from Verheul, Santiago Freyd, Franco Gibbard, Rafael De Souza, and Michael Danks beats out Matthew Shuttleworth. That is our final heat of the day there from Micromax, and what a great one it was. Rafael De Silva taking the victory over Taylan Patel. Emma Darling in 3rd place, wins out over Aidan Beaumont and Johan Nolte. Christian Verheul, Santiago Freyd, Franco Gibbard, Rafael De Souza, Michael Danks and Matthew Shuttleworth. 11 carts for Micromax's Heat 3.
Right, I've got with me Rafael De Silva, cart 669. He's just come in after Heat 3 in 1st position after a highly contested race. Rafael, congratulations. That was a humdinger.
Thank you.
You got your fan club over here cheering you on. Rafael, what made you make that last turn at a critical moment to get past Taylan?
It was just a chance. I take chances. That's all I do.
Well, it worked. You made it stick at the right time. That's racing craft. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Archie's Poultry. I'd like to thank NBR Karting and everyone else who supports me.
Fantastic. I'm sure you've got a lot of supporters. You're a likable guy, and boy, you can drive. Well done.
Thank you.
We move on to Micromax. Micromax in 6th position, cart 636, Johan Nolte. In 5th position, 676, Aidan Beaumont. In 4th position, 639, Christian Verheul. Onto the podium in third position, card 623, Emma Darling. In second position, card 626, Taylan Patel. Hold on, Taylan. And the winner for the day, card 669, Rafael da Silva. Hold on, Raf. There you go. You want to say something?
No.
Okay. Right, that is our Micromax class for the national here at FK. Again, in sixth position, 636, Johan Nolter. Fifth, 676, Aidan Beaumont. 639, Christian Verheul in fourth. And third position, 623, Emma Darling. Then we've got Taylan Patel, 626. And the winner of the day, 669, Rafael da Silva.